Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. So for those who don't know me, my name is Brooke, and I'm here with my good friend Maureen, and we are so excited for you guys to be here with us tonight. I am recording this, so if you have to kind of be in and out, or if you have to pop off late, either Maureen and I can definitely send you the recording if you're going to miss any of it. But this is something brand new that we've never done before, but coming back from our trip from Indy, I'm sure you saw our posts and some of my stories and stuff this past weekend about being with our coaching team and with the Beachbody community. It was absolutely incredible. And so this is something we just wanted to do to kind of keep the momentum going. And we figure a lot of our followers and friends probably have a lot of questions about what it is that we do, after having seen what we did this past weekend. Like, what do you actually do as a coach? And what's the time commitment involved? How do you earn money? Like those sort of things. Because believe it or not, Maureen and I were once in your shoes wondering if this coaching gig was for us. And so we have a pretty good idea of probably some of the things that are going through your brain. And so we just wanted to come on here, chat with you for a few minutes, and see if we can kind of clear up any misconceptions, answer any of your questions, and hopefully get you started on our team, Team Liberate, as soon as possible, because it's hands down one of the best decisions we've ever made. So we're going to try to keep this short and sweet, but we want to make sure we give you all the information, and I want to allow for time at the end for like a Q&A. So again, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brooke. The really quick version of my story is that I became a coach a little over 4 years ago. I had been watching my coach on social media forever. She was a friend that I knew through my husband, and she was really successful. Basically, she was living like the life that I wanted to live. She was home with her kids, but she was still really happy. She was really healthy and in shape. She was making an income. Like, it was just everything that I wanted. And here I was. I had been teaching kindergarten. At that point, I had probably been teaching for like 4.5 years. I ended up teaching for 6 years before I retired. And I love the kids, but it was something I knew I wasn't going to do for 40 years. I wasn't going to be one of those people who are like, oh, I taught kindergarten for 40 years and here I am 65 about to retire. It just wasn't for me. Like, I knew I needed something different, and I was willing to do something a little bit outside the box. Like, I was really open to different opportunities, especially seeing my coach Annie and what this business had done for her and her family. So long story short, I finally decided to put all the excuses aside. I wanted to get pregnant. I wanted to be able to stay home with my kids. So I was in for the health and fitness. I was in for the business, and I just kind of ran with it. I got pregnant a few months later, and I still hustled even though I was pregnant. I went to bed late. I woke up early. I put in the time I needed so that, because I had that vision, that long-term vision, that if I hustled then, it would pay me later, and it did. And so when my son was born, I was able to take a 16-month leave of absence, which was amazing. And I was only able to do that because of Beachbody. Like, we can't live off my husband's income. And then after that, I continued to hustle as a first-time mom, and I was able to eventually retire. Like, instead of going back after those 16 months, I just stopped altogether, because it just didn't even if I wanted to go back, it didn't really financially make sense. So, and here I am. My son was 3 in April, and I've been essentially, really coaching since he was born. And I'm pregnant now. I'm 28 weeks pregnant with our second, and this pregnancy is just so much better and different because I'm not on my feet all day. I can sleep in when I want. I can listen to my body more than I was able to the first go around. And just the flexibility that this business has given me is just absolutely amazing. So that's a little bit about my story. Yeah, that's it. So Maureen's going to tell you a little bit about her story, and then we'll go into more of the coaching topics, I should say.
Hi, I'm Maureen. Yes, like Brooke said, thank you so much for jumping on. It's the first time that we're doing this, and we're like really excited to just spread the word, because it's just really such an incredible thing, and I'm like really grateful that I just kind of listened to my gut. And yeah, the really quick version is that for the last almost 5 years, I've been a stay-at-home mom. I was in the insurance industry before I had my daughter, and I just wanted to be home with my daughter. And thankfully we were able to do that. And then, so fitness has been a part of my life for a really long time. And I just continued on the journey of just trying to like constantly drop the baby weight, especially after having my daughter. That's kind of when that all came and was like louder to me. And then I wanted to just continue staying home with my daughter, and my cousin, actually, my husband's cousin, really, had been coaching. She's been coaching for a few years now, and I've obviously been watching her because she's my family. And then when it really came time to start thinking about, like my daughter's going into kindergarten soon, I sort of joked around with my husband that like I'll do charity work to fill my day, as if like we had the ability to do that. But it was time for me to do something but I wanted to be passionate about it also. And this this opportunity fell in my lap quite a few times. And eventually I stepped out of my own way and joined the journey, and it's been like amazing ever since. So, Brooke, do you want me to just continue, and because I'll go first? Okay. So as far as, sorry, my daughter keeps coming like in and out, of course. So I'll talk about that, like the what I guess like the time commitment. It's hard having kids. Like, as you can see, I'm gonna be scattered actually because there's so many things coming up in my head. As you can see, like there's a bed behind me and some glitter. Like I'm hiding in my daughter's room to get like a quick call in. There's actually a few coaches that I started following before I realized that they were before I realized they were Beachbody coaches. And a few of them are very successful. So when I saw them, I was like, oh, they have an office, they have their own space that they can go to, they have like a little room they can work out in, and all those things. And I don't have that. I mean, my house is beautiful and it's ours and it's our home, but I don't have my own room. I work out in my living room. If you're not friends with me on social media already, you can go to my page and check it out. Like I work out in my living room, and sometimes I'm in my daughter's room, sometimes I'm in my kitchen, my living room, like wherever there's space. And that's just I thought, I guess my point is that I thought it had to look a certain way before I started my journey, and it just doesn't. A lot of it was just me, like looking back. I've been doing this a few months now, and looking back, I just needed to get out of my own way and jump right in. And the rest has sort of been figured out. We have this saying, like, I'm pretty sure Rachel Hollis said it first. And then we sort of adopted it, like it's all figure outable. And like little by little, like there are some things in my business that I'm still getting out of my own way and just sort of jumping right in. Why not? I've come this far. And what I said before, my intro, fitness has been a part of my life for a while, for years actually. And so when this whole thing came into my lap about like at home workouts and nutrition plans, a lot of my ego got in my way because I was a gym rat for a really long time, and I just didn't think that working out at home was going to be for me. And I honestly didn't think that it was effective. I'm trying to find I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on my phone because of the screen. But there's a before and after, just like a 3-month difference. And maybe I'll try and find it when Brooke is talking, but just really jumping in to the programs that I had available to me, and the nutrition aspect also, and just really honing in. Because like I said, fitness is a part of my life. It's a part of my husband's life. And, I just needed to do something different. Nothing was really sticking, and I was sort of getting stuck in that roller coaster ride that I'm sure we all go through. And I literally felt like a pull in my soul that I needed something different, and it was more about community than anything else. And literally the day I signed, all the girls like jumped on me like in a positive way and were just like, yes, like welcome, we love you, we're here to support you. There's no like, this is how I did it, so you need to figure it out on your own. It's like, this is how I did it, let me send it to you, what's your email, what's your phone number, you know, look at your inbox type of thing. And we are just all over each other, holding each other accountable in both in business and on our health journey. And I just I'm just really grateful that I got out of my own way in that aspect, because it would have closed the door on such an amazing community. And Brooke and I were talking a little while ago, and I said something because it resonated with me, because I thought the same thing, like time frame of when you would start your business necessarily. There is no time frame. I always was like, well, let me just do, I mean, I did a program or two, and just started sharing it, and then like sort of announced myself as a coach. But there's no right or wrong way to do it, you know. There's no like, you need to be doing it for 3 months and then you can start sharing with people and then you can start selling. And I hate that word selling, because that's not what we do, helping. And that it's just not the way that it is. Like, you can hit the ground running, you can pace yourself, like you get what you put in this 100%. And I know that I have a whole team, like we have literally, we're still going, like we are literally talking at 8 a.m, whether it's about business or just chatting or whatever, to now. And sporadically, like it's not like you need to be like glued to it. And for me too, I was like, well, I have a kid, school, camp, sports, husband, all of those things. My dad lives with us. I take care of my dad also, for health reasons. So like, I just didn't know if I was going to have the time. And really, I work in pockets of time. And we have great tools available to us. And I literally time myself. I do this for 20 minutes. I do this for 15 minutes. And whenever my daughter sort of gives me time, when she's not like trying to get back in all day long, I'm going and doing as much as I can and just sort of sharing my story. And like this sort of just came to me, like the social media presence. Like I don't have a ton of followers, but I'm just continuously sharing my story. This is my passion. This is how I live anyway. So it's not like you need to have like 10,000 followers to do this. There are no rules. There's no one telling us that we can't do it. You know, it's quite the opposite. So I'm going to pass it over to Brooke, and if we have anything to add, I'm sure I will. I love to talk, as you can see. So,
awesome. Yeah, the couple things I was going to add was, so both Maureen and I now are stay-at-home moms, but I think my perspective is kind of unique because when I started coaching, I was actually teaching full-time. So granted, I wasn't a mom yet, but I have that perspective of having to manage both. And really it just comes down to pockets of time. So really what I would do was I'd wake up earlier than I normally would to get my workout in, post on social media, check into my groups with my clients. I would use pockets of time throughout the day. So like instead of eating lunch in the lunchroom with the other teachers who are probably just complaining about things and being pessimistic, I would sit at my desk in my classroom, and I would do things on my phone to check in with my team or reach out to new people or whatnot. And then I would dedicate an hour or so at night when I could like really focus and be on my computer to inviting other people, following up with connections I had made the previous day or whatnot. So it's totally doable, whatever your schedule is. I've been known to be, if you have your phone, I've been known to be on my phone in the pharmacy line for 10 minutes and there you go. Or I have a lot of moms who are in the bus line or the pickup line or whatever they call it. Like it's a matter of being really effective with the time you have. And Maureen and I can help you find those pockets of time. And I knew I was going to do this. I was going to forget what I wanted to say. Oh, the social media is that the social media presence? Oh, that's what I was going to say. So Maureen was talking about, social media, not having a million friends or whatnot. I think another objection that people sometimes think is like, I don't want to like be all up in people's faces about Beachbody and like vomit Shakeology and all this stuff. And that's great because that's exactly what we don't want you to do. If you are thinking that you need to come on to your social media and you need to be like Beachbody, 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 that's actually the exact opposite. If you take a look at Maureen or I's social media pages, we don't even mention Beachbody or any of the product names, but we do talk about health and fitness. But health and fitness is a piece of what makes us us. I preach to my team a lot that you want to share on your social media like the 5 things that make you you, because health and fitness is only one piece of what makes you you. People are going to be drawn to all of you. So, you know, they can think, you want to think of how they can follow or join any Beachbody coach. What is it about you that's going to attract people to you? You know, so you want to share with them your whole life. So I share that I'm a mom. I share that I'm pregnant. I share that I'm an ex-teacher. I share that I struggle with anxiety. And then health and fitness is a piece of that. And my business is a piece of that. So don't feel as though you need to come on here and just like vomit Beachbody all over your social media, because that's exactly what we don't want you to do. In terms of the time commitment, it's all of what you make it. So depending on how big your goals are, how fast you want to get there, the time you put in is what you're going to get out. So we have different tiers of coaching. We have what we call a discount coach, which is people who simply want to sign up to get the 25% discount on all the products and programs, which is an awesome perk of being a coach. Then there's a hobby coach, which you would get you the 25% discount. And then usually those people are usually helping like their friends and family, because most of the time, you know, you're going to start following these programs, you're going to start feeling good, you're going to start looking good, you're going to start having more energy, you're going to be happier, and your friends and your family, your coworkers, your neighbors, they're going to start noticing. And so you're going to be, you know, helping your friends and family. And then there's what we call a business builder, which is what Maureen and I do. And we kind of take it to that next level. We get the discount, we help our friends and family, but we're also networking to find other moms out there who are in where we were before we started and want to start their journey to live a happier and healthier life. So it depends, you know, what you want to get out of it. I have really big goals. I have big income goals. I have big, you know, career goals with this business. And so I do put in as much time as I can, but that's going to look differently for everybody. And it's not to say that you have to put in like 1 million hours to be successful in this business. Again, going back to the time piece, you just have to be really efficient with the time you do have. So you can't say you're working your business if you're watching The Bachelor and sending your invites. You know, you need those. You need to be disciplined to have that focused time. Set those business hours to really work your business. So like I said, there's no right or wrong, but when you join our team, that's something we can help you with. We can help you find those pockets of time. We can help you set your business hours so that you will see success in your business. I'm just looking at our little outline. Then I wanted to just touch upon really quickly how we earn. I think this is probably most people's favorite topic is money. I used to hate talking about money because it felt icky. And then what I learned through this community actually is that it's not necessarily about the income, because we all have bills to pay. It just is what it is. But it's more about like what that money represents and what that money like means. And for me, it started out as me making money with this business allowed me the opportunity to stay home with my son. And that had always been my dream for as long as I can remember. Now I'm able to stay home with him. So now it's kind of shifted a little bit, which yours will likely shift too, that I still need to earn that money. But now that money means that I can afford, literally and figuratively, more opportunities for my family. Like we can go on more vacations. We just a year ago, built and moved into a much bigger home that we can expand our family. And that's why now I'm pregnant. You know, like it just means more for me and my family. So essentially in this business, there are 2 ways that you earn. There is the commission side of things. And like I said, this is going to be the super short version. So if you want, you know, if you're interested in joining us and you want a little bit more explanation, I'm more than happy to help you. But basically there's commission and residual income. When you start as a coach, Like I said before, you get a 25% discount on all products and programs. But you also get a 25% commission on anything that you help somebody with. So like if you help somebody start their journey with the workouts, you get 25% off of that. If you help somebody start their journey with the workouts at Shakeology, whatever they order, you get 25% off that. So as you are bringing in new clients, you're earning that 25% commission. Then we always talk about how our job starts when somebody orders, because then we put them into our challenge groups and we want to give them the best, most amazing kick-ass experience in that accountability group that they can possibly have. Because when they have a great experience, obviously that's our job, but it's going to make them happier and healthier. It's going to make them want to stay with the products and the programs longer. And then ultimately, maybe they'll decide to become a coach. When they decide to become a coach, our team is starting to grow. So you're still earning that 25% commission, but your team is growing. And as your team grows, you accumulate volume points for everything that is sold on your team. So like anything that I sell has points. Anything that, the coaches I bring on have points. Anything the coaches that I bring on that they sell has points, and that all gets accumulated, and that's where the residual side of things come from. So then eventually, as you're building your team, you're still making that 25% commission, but it's also added on to the residual side of income, this residual side of the income. And so that's really where things really start moving and things get to be really fun. It's not a get-rich-quick thing overnight. It takes time because you need the time to build a rapport with your friends and your followers so that they can learn to get to know you and that they can trust you, and then ultimately they want to join you and then as a customer, and then they might want to join you as a teammate. So as your team gets bigger, you earn more residual income. We have coaches on our team who earn thousands of dollars a week just on the residual side of things. So this business has insane potential. It is not a pyramid scheme. You can make as much money as you want. So if I'm down here in terms of the genealogy and there's somebody up here who signed up 6 years ago, I could make more money than them if I hustle harder than they do, if I put in more hours than they do. Pyramid schemes are illegal, first of all, and Beachbody is a 20-year company and approved by the Better Business Bureau. So I know that's often sometimes something that people think about, so I just like to throw it out there. Beachbody is legit. It's a really amazing company, especially coming off of the weekend we just had. It's absolutely incredible. So the income potential is amazing. You just got to put in the time. You got to stay consistent with the things that you're doing every single day. And then I know, Maureen, you're just going to talk a little bit about the community.
Yeah. And I also wanted to piggyback on I laugh with the pyramid scheme because people had said that to me too. And my husband's in the financial industry, and like, it's just, it's just funny. And also like, we just don't, like, when we don't know, we don't know. Oh, I love it. Do you want to show everybody? Yes. We're in our new Toy Story pajamas.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, go see Daddy. Also, part of the community too is like our kids, and there have been times when we're on calls and the kids come in and then they run out, and it's okay. Like, it doesn't have to look a certain way or be a certain way for it to work. And just one more thing about the business thing, because it's where I'm at now. So part of it is me saying it out loud so that I hear it, but also if it's a concern of yours, like, there are so many things that I still don't know about this business. There are so many things like like how it all works, and the downline and uplines and sidelines and who's below us, and like, and how to build. Like, I'm learning that right now. And in fact, after this weekend, like, my bigger goal was to really understand and get to know like more of the business aspect and how that grows. So like, it all comes in time, and when you want to put the time into it, that's when it will come to you. But yeah, the community, what I was saying about like how I literally felt it in my soul that like there was a pull for me to come towards something bigger. I just, like, I just always struggled with like wanting to be a part of something. And, like, I have friends, and a lot of it is surface, to be honest. And, like, I have my core group of friends that I can literally count on one hand. Um, but I was just feeling dragged, and like my coach kept talking about the community and the accountability, and just like being a part of something that was much bigger, and being surrounded by people who wanted something more for themselves. And it wasn't just about being plugged into fellow coaches. It was just being surrounded by everybody who wants to be a part of it, whether it's just as a challenger, like a client, or as a coach too. It's just about being with like-minded people who want to be better, do better, look better, see better, feel better, think better, just all of that. And that's what I was feeling in my heart, my soul, my body. Like, I just felt like so like I was feeling good, like that ego was getting in the way again. Like, I was feeling good, but it was more like mindset, and like just like the wellness in all areas for me. So after 2 years of following my coach, and also she was my family, but like from the coaching aspect, following her, and she had approached me about it a few times, and again, just talking about the community and all of that, I finally said yes, and I got that sense of community right away. And it was really like overwhelming at first, but I had gotten exactly what I was looking for, praying for, hoping for, and it hasn't disappointed. And especially this past weekend when we were all at Summit, you could see I still have my bracelets on. I'm like, my husband was like, can we take them off? I might take them off tonight. I haven't decided. I just felt so loved and so a part of, and loving on all the other girls, like Brooke is having a baby, but like we all feel like we're having the baby with her, and like we're just all in it. We are all in it, and we're all in different stages, but like that doesn't, different stages of life, business, whatever, and that just doesn't matter. Like, Brooke is just a part, like she's been doing this much longer than I have, but there has never once been an inkling of like, when you catch up, like, let me know and we can like hang. Like, there is none of that. It has literally been under her wing the entire time. And it's just something that I like really exceeded my expectation, to be honest. I didn't really think that I was like, I thought it was more going to be like the business aspect connecting, and just like being around all of it, and like-minded people who wanted to like grow, and expand their lives, both financially and, like mindset and all of that. But I met my crew, like I know it. And we just have a really great time. And I feel like also because like we just really met each other like in person after this weekend, we were feeling each other before that, and then really seeing each other in person over the weekend, like our groups are like, the chats are better, the content is better, like we are just on top of it, and we're excited, and we're crying, and it's just amazing. It's just really amazing to be a part of. And not that I shared it in my stories when I came home on Monday. I did not think that it was fake. I felt, because like I said, I felt it as soon as I signed and got out of my own way. But if there was any shred of like whatever lower power inside of me was trying to find a loophole out of this, it was completely shattered over the weekend. Just even more love than I was getting on the phone, texting, video calls, like whatever it is. And I'm super, super grateful. And yeah, just wanting to be a part of everybody's journey, and everybody wanting to be a part of mine. And we're just kind of cheering each other really loud, and it's just really cool. So I love everything about it. So
best decision ever, right?
yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So I want to wrap up so we don't take too much of you guys' time. Obviously, this was the short version of all of the things that we wanted to share with you. So if you are on the fence and you have some questions, I know we have 2 people on right now. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome to unmute yourself and ask away. Or if you are going to be listening to the recording and you have any questions, feel free to message Maureen and I, whoever invited you here, to get some clarification, because that's the worst, is to just kind of have some lingering questions. Again, we were in your shoes before. We know exactly what questions you probably have. We are more than happy to answer any and all questions. And then, kind of for next steps, if you are feeling ready or you have some questions, and then after you get your questions answered, you're feeling ready, basically what would happen is Maureen and I would help you figure out a plan that's the right fit for you. So either you're listening to this call and you're already a client of ours and you're wondering about taking that next step to coaching, or you haven't started any of the programs or anything, this is brand new to you. Either one is totally fine. It would just be a difference of, first steps. But if you can't get the vibe from what we've been talking about, our team is amazing. We have the most incredible new coach mentorship training. Like, there's always training at your fingertips.
Yes.
So you always feel like you're never going to feel like you're alone. You're never going to feel like, what should I be doing next? You're never going to feel like I don't know anything. We're going to teach you everything you need to know to get your business off the ground and running. We have an exclusive team page where, like Maureen was talking about, we're chatting all the time, helping each other out, answering questions, making suggestions. It's just an amazing community. And so that's what you'd be joining. We have a welcome email we'll send you, and then that will lead you to the mentorship training. And then you kind of go from there. But we're always here to help you and answer any questions you have. So depending on kind of where you're at, if you have any questions or you're ready to get started, just shoot us a message and we'll be happy to chat with you about next steps. Sound good? Do you have anything to add, Maureen?
You don't have to be in the perfect shape, 6-pack abs. I don't think I'll ever have 6-pack abs. I posted something like a few weeks ago about I'll never get this. I never had 6-pack abs, so I don't even know what I was saying.
I literally started my business when I was pregnant. So
you do not have to look like a certain type of person. This is literally just about feeling good. You don't have to be a certain size. You set a goal for your thing and you kill it. And I just want to touch one more, and then you need to cut me off. The technical part, because this really resonated with me. When my coach started telling me we do Zoom calls and the Facebook and my social media was fine, because I was already starting to build my brand before. I just didn't really know how I wanted to use my brand until I, again, got out of my own way and this opportunity came in. But as far as the computer, I am not a good computer person when it comes to, I'm just not savvy. I just don't do it. I feel very handicapped when it comes to learning a lot of the things on the computer. I don't know if it's because I've been out of the game. I faked a lot of it when I was in the insurance business that I was doing. They would ask me oh, do you know how to use this? And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I would just figure it out or ask somebody else and make them promise that they would never tell that I asked them how to use it. And I remember saying that to my coach, I don't know if I could do this. I don't really know how to use the computer, or I'm not tech savvy or whatever. And it's all figure outable. I just got this computer for my birthday. My husband surprised me. But before that, I was using a computer that barely worked, literally had to start it, shut it down, and restart it for it to work. And the camera was very blurry. You could barely see me. It was the worst angle ever. But because I'm just staying consistent and growing my business as best as that I can, with the support of my team, I'm able to really put myself out there and feeling more confident, and the income is coming, and we were able to do this and buy a new computer and not have to wait on the next paycheck. And that's really cool too. So if you're worried about all the tech stuff, So am I, same, still. Like, my coach just sent me something, and she walked me through it on her share screen, and tomorrow we're having a call face-to-face so that she can show me. So, like, that is the support. There is no, like, you need to figure it out yourself and then let me know how it went. So, really, I know, it's very funny, but it's just my life.
I love it. Those are both good points. Thank you for sharing. All right, so I'll have the recording. So if anybody wants it, I'll send it to you, Maureen, too, so you can send it to
Yes.
But thank you guys for joining. Thank you if you're going to be listening later to the recording, thank you so much for taking the time. We clearly are very passionate about this business and love sharing it with other people. And we hope to see you on our team page as soon as possible. All right.
Bye. Thank you
so much.